Hey, this is Potato, and this is What If Naruto was the reincarnation of Karma Akaban. So, this is part 3 of that What If, because I did like a part 2 like 1 month ago, and what's it called? Part 1 like 5 months ago. So, yeah, I'm gonna be doing what's it called? This part this month. And yes, I'm gonna be trying to finish it this month also, because I'm trying to finish all my specials, what if this month. So yeah, but yeah, I might can't. But yeah, I'm also gonna do what's it called? What if Naruto was or had the Matrix or was in the Matrix? Okay, I forgot the title name, what I named it, but yeah, I think I said it was in the Matrix. But yeah, don't worry, or Matrix abilities. Whatever. I'll go back. I'll make the video later. But let me do a recap on what happened last time. Now, Naruto. He defeated Danzo and all that, and also, the Uchiha massacre never happened. So yeah, of course, Team 7 was going into the Genin test, and of course, they did the Genin test to fight against Kakashi. Kakashi was hurt for 2 weeks. They did celebrate with the Uchihas. They also what to call dead mission, dead D rank missions. But Horizon already knows that Naruto's actually the strongest Genin right now in that team. So he decides to give them a C rank mission to go help a sort of like mob side to protect the runner and all that. And of course, they did. They met Ide, and of course, Ide is the younger brother of Abiki. Of course, what's it called? Naruto and the others did manage to also defeat the other side, and of course free the other side to not free the other side, free the side not free the side, the side they were protecting. They got the territory of territory. Also, they also did get the second Hokage sword back from the one guy, that one Jonin that was the sensei of Ide. So yeah, with that happening, we go into Naruto, back into Naruto. Naruto, Sasuke, Menma, and even Sairina, who's actually Sairina is a Hyuga part Uchiha. So yeah. Now we go into what's it called? Asuma. Asuma's team was kind of fighting against what's called Zabuza, so of course they call for backup. And Naruto, Team 7 and also Team 8, not Team 8, yeah, Team 8, so Kurenayuki's team would be going along to go fight against what's called Zabuza. Well, not Zabuza. Yeah. No, you know, it's correct. Team 8 never went there, okay? So, yeah. So, it'd be just Team 7. I don't know why I said last time Team 8, whatever. But, yeah. So, with that happening, Team 7 is actually going towards what's called the Land of Waves. So, when Team 7 is actually running towards the Land of Waves, they get to Tazuna's house. Now, Asuma managed to defend Zabuza away, and, he noticed that Zabuza is not there. So, of course, but he passes out because he wastes a lot of chakra. Now, we go into Team 7 getting to Tazuna's house. Of course, this is where, Kakashi asks Asuma if he's okay. Asuma just kind of grunts and says, yeah. He's just kind of not badly hurt, but he's just out of chakra and all that. So yeah, Naruto sees Shikamaru again and Shino and what's it called, Ino? No, why I want to say Inko so bad, but no, Ino. Of course, this is where Naruto is just talking to Shikamaru. And of course, they're talking, and of course, Naruto has a scroll that has what's called shogi inside, and of course, both Shikamaru and Naruto are just playing and all that. Ino is right now trying to talk to Sairina, who's Ash's girl and their team, but Sairina doesn't really want to talk to Ino because Ino is too much of a gossip and doesn't actually take her ninja career serious, so she sees that it's pointless. Now, Sasuke, Menma, and even Choji are just kind of eating. So yeah, They basically brought chips for Choji, and Choji's just eating. Of course, they're all eating. So yeah, of course. Well, Naruto talked to Shikamaru and saying, "So what exactly happened?" Shikamaru says it's too much of a drag, but Asuma was fighting against Zabuza Momochi. This is where Naruto says, Zabuza Momochi. What is that name? I think I read it on a bingo book. Yes, the missing ninja. It's an A-rank missing ninja, isn't he? Shikamaru says, I think so, yeah. So what else happened or what? What's it called? I think mistracking ninja. I think he was a faker. Somehow kill fake Zabuza death. I don't know what exactly happened. He used these senbons to hit Zabuza in the back of the neck. Naruto says, I see. So he's not dead. Senbons can't kill anyone. And of course, this is where Shikamaru says, he's such a drag, we're gonna have to fight him again. This is where Naruto says, oh, come on, Shikamaru. It's not that bad. I'm here, and I'm pretty much the strongest genin out there. And of course, this is where Ino says, you're not the strongest genin because she's still somehow a fangirl, not somewhat of a fangirl. Sasuke is. Sasuke says, nah, he's actually the strongest. He's stronger than me and Menma. So yeah, that's where Ino kind of just clumps down and shuts the hell up. But yeah, this is where, well, Sarina just says, stupid bitch. But of course, this is where Naruto and Shikamaru just keep playing. And of course, this is where Shikamaru says, so what would be the plan? Naruto says, well, we don't know anything about the the missing, well, not missing, the missed ninja. So, the fake missed ninja. Of course, Shikamaru says the only thing we know is he can use senbons and his mask. We don't actually know. We can't really tell if it's a girl or a guy. That's where not a girl or a guy. He says, I can't really know if it's a girl or a guy. But it sounds like a guy. Maybe. Then Naruto said maybe he or she was using voice changer. This is where Shikamaru says that is true. You can put chakra into your vocal cords to make your voice deeper. Exactly. And this is where Shikamaru says, damn, it's so confusing. Whatever, let's focus on Zabuza. Zabuza is an A-rank ninja. We gotta focus on him. Even though we have Kakashi and Asuma, both of them won't be enough to defeat Zabuza. Maybe or maybe not. We don't actually know anything about our sensei's skills. The only thing we know is I managed to kick his ass. This is where Shikamaru says, I see. Then, what do you propose? This is where Naruto, one of his eyes goes darkened and the other one is kind of like he's smiling and grinning, like this photo right here. And saying, oh, I know what to do. We should all train. So if we can fight Zabuza one-on-one, we won't die. This is where Shikamaru says, I don't like that face. I really don't like it. And this is where Naruto says, too bad, you're going to be training. You, Inko, and what's called Choji are going to be training. And if you don't train, I'll make sure you three have living nightmares for the rest of your life. Shikamaru says, such a drag. So the next day happens, and of course, well, Kakashi was about to train what's it called, Team Asuma, until Naruto's trying, what's it called, saying, so do you know tree climbing? They said yes. Do you know water walking? They say yes. Do you know your element juices? They say no. And this is where Naruto says, God damn it, how the fuck do you not know your, what's it called, your element juices? This is where, well, Shikamaru says, well, our clan never taught us because they mostly wanted to tell us about, what's it called, that our clan jutsu would be more better. Naruto says, your clans are dumb, so let's go into what you call your elements are. So Naruto gives one paper to Shikamaru, one paper to Ino, one paper to Shoji. This is where Naruto says, put chakra. Shikamaru puts chakra and, well, it cuts in half. He has a wind infinity, and both sides turn to black. So he has a, well, darkness infinity. That's what Naruto says, I'm guessing you have a darkness infinity because of your shadow. Interesting. Well, that would be interesting. This is where, she puts chocolate in it, and one paper wets and the other paper kind of crumbles. But then another, like, kind of piece of paper kind of turned to moss and then start growing flowers. And of course, this is where Naruto says, you have a earth infinity, water infinity, and I'm guessing that will be some kind of weird Kenkai that mutated in your family. I'm gonna call it flower infinity because I don't know what the fuck you want me to call it. Ino says, huh, interesting. That's where Choji, he puts chakra, it crumbles, so it turns to dirt. So it crumbles and all that, it turns to one dust. And then also kind of burns a little bit, showing that he doesn't have much of a strong infinity to fire. But it also then turns to steel in one paper side. So Naruto says, okay, so you have a earth infinity, a weak fire infinity, and a steel infinity. Like, I guess you can turn your body into steel. Well, we gotta be working on these jutsus. For the past week, because we do a week time skip, Naruto has been trying to tell them how to use earth infinity, wind infinity, water infinity, and even fire infinity. Because Shikamaru has wind and all that. And this is where Naruto kind of tells them to try to focus on how to use the darkness, your weird Kenkai's abilities. Since, yes, this is where what's called, they are able to kind of use their Kenkai's abilities, mutation. So, yeah. Of course, Choji managed to actually put what's called in his hands. He managed to turn them into steel. And when he punches the tree, he can manage to break it without hurting his hand. Think of it like armament hacking, but not armament hacking at all. So yeah, of course, Ino managed to grow flowers and also a bigger flower and actually shoot it at a couple trees, and it does shoot a beam. But the sunflower does take forever to like recharge and all that, because it does take a lot of out of her to kind of use chakra and also nature chakra. So yeah, this is where Shikamaru, he says it's too much of a drag, but he actually managed to kind of master his what's called darkness affinity, because he is pretty smart. And he managed to create swords out of darkness and fights against Naruto and Kenjutsu, because Naruto is a god in Kenjutsu. He knows how to fucking fight. And also, also kind of train him in what's called Taijutsu, because Shikamaru is gonna have to go close combat if he's gonna be using his darkness infinity. Also, Shikamaru can actually put darkness around his body to make armor, and also kind of make what's called a darkness shoulder. It will actually take a lot of chakra and actually annoy him that much, but yeah, he can manipulate his darkness around wherever he wants to do, whatever he wants to do. But it does take a lot of chakra from him, so yeah, he's like, god damn it, such a fucking drag every time. So yeah. So we go out of that that 1 week time skip. And of course, Naruto also trained in what's called his Kenjutsu, his also other what's called jutsus, because he doesn't just have, he has fire jutsus, wind jutsus, lightning jutsus, but his lightning is red, and yeah. So that's his 3 infinities. His 4 infinity is actually what to call how should what screw it, an explosion infinity, where he actually kind of figured out that he can actually make an explosion clone using an explosion infinity, because when he added chakra to see if he got any new elements, he got explosions, which his paper just explodes, and he says, he goes into like this. He has 2 demon horns and 1 demon tail and a smile like that. He says, this is gonna be great. Now, of course, Irina, she finds out that she has a water infinity, fire infinity, because, the Hyuga gives her a water infinity, Uchiha gives her a fire infinity, what's called infinity of lightning, but her lightning is actually like a little lightish blue color, and of course, kind of like light baby blue color and all. And of course, you go into, Menma, he got water, wind, and earth. Sasuke got fire, lightning, and, that's all. But yeah. Now, we go into This is where we go into what's called Naruto. So after that 1 week time skip, we go into the what's called bridge. Now Naruto kind of overslept and also Shikamaru. So yeah, but of course this is where Asuma is kind of fully healed and all that. And of course, Kakashi is also going. Now this is where they hear kind of crying out, crying out. It is Inari and what's it called Sasumi kind of screaming about what's it called for help and all that. For Inari trying to be brave and all that. But yeah, of course that happening. Naruto and what's it called? Naruto and Shikamaru go down. Shikamaru makes a darkness sword while Naruto pulls out his sword and cuts both the what's it called? Well, they both cut the what's it called? Bandits down. So yeah, of course this is where Shikamaru tells them to kind of go and hide and do something or whatever. So they won't be hurt or anything. But yeah, of course they are now going. And of course, they get there. They are going to the bridge. Now, this is where Ino, Sirena, what's it called? No, not Sirena. But what's it called? Ino, Sirena, Choji are actually protecting the bridge builder and the other, builders. What's it called? Menma and Sasuke are going to fight against what's called Haku. So, Naruto never actually met Haku and all that. So, yeah. Of course, what's it called? Kakashi and Asuma are going to fight against what's called Zabuza. And yeah. Now, Naruto gets to the boat. Naruto and what's called Shikamaru are actually going to a bridge builder until they notice something weird in the water. They see this sort of shadow figure in the mist. Because they see what's called basically Gato's army. Now, Naruto and Shikamaru says, do you think they'll be okay? And Naruto says, yeah. Let's just tell them, let's go, defeat those people or whatever. Because I'm guessing that's Gato and all that. Because Gato does seem like a slimy little bastard. So both Shikamaru and Naruto go straight to Gato's army. Now, Naruto, he is, let's go. So, of course, this is where Naruto and Shikamaru gets to where Gato's army's at. And they're trying to climb up to the, bridge. At, the end of the bridge. Because, the end of the bridge doesn't really have... it's almost finished. It's just a little gap that people can actually fall and trip. But this is where, Naruto and Shikamaru, they see it. And, of course, this is where Shikamaru makes two darkness, darkness soldiers. Now, Naruto, he makes his sword actually makes it into a bright ruby sword and all that. Well, not bright ruby sword. He actually goes into this third sword. Now, this third sword is somewhat how should I say? If he stabs into enemies, he can actually use their blood. So, yeah. Now, Naruto gets ready, and of course, he asks Shikamaru if he's ready. Shikamaru says, yeah, let's do it. So, Shikamaru does have his darkness sword, his own darkness sword. Now, his own darkness sword kind of looks it's like this one, but instead of having the rose petal and the gold, it's just black and all that. Pure black. So, of course, this is where they are both going into the fight with Gato and all that. And they're actually just killing a bunch of, the army of Gatos. Killing a bunch of bandits left, right. And of course, these soldiers are right now stabbing through them, killing them, murdering them. So yeah. Of course, this is where, Naruto, he gets to find where's Gato. And Gato's horrified. His men are getting slaughtered left and right. This is where Naruto makes two clones, but they are two explosion clones. They go boom, boom. This is where, not Shikamaru. Asuma and Kakashi stop, and also Zabuza. He's like, what the? What's the word? Haku actually still stab Sasuke with a bunch of senbons and this word. Amema says, you bastard! And he does go Kurama mode and does, kind of QV mode. And kind of rushes at them and, breaks through the ice. And right now, Menma's in a three-tailed cloak. Now, this is where... Sasuke managed to get up and says, I'm not that weak, Menma. I am stronger, and I won't let you die neither. And of course, Sasuke has his 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Now, Menma's in his three-tailed cloak. Now, of course, it's still kind of misty, and so no one can actually see. So Ino, Cyrena, and also Choji cannot see what's called Menma's three-tailed cloak. But of course, both Menma and Sasuke are fighting against what's called Haku. Haku's trying to use ice, but the ice breaks when Menma's in contact. But yeah, this is where Sasuke says, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. This is where, well, what's it called? Haku almost gets hit by it, then he gets punched in the face by Menma. So, of course, this is where what's called Haku's knocked out. And then we go into what's called, well, the fuck is that noise? Whatever. We go into what's called Shikamaru and what's called Naruto. So Naruto managed to explode half of what's called Gato's army. Now Gato is right now just saying, what the fuck is happening? This is bullshit. No, this is gonna be a failure. What is happening? So of course this is where, well, Naruto and Shikamaru managed to appear right in front of what's called, well, Gato and cut his head off. So both Naruto and Shikamaru does it. Now Shikamaru says it's too much of a drag. Now we go into what's called Zabuza. Zabuza is saying, I can't die. I won't die until I get the Chidori. He dies. Now of course this is where Haku says, no, master, and tries to kill what's it called, well, Kakashi. But this is where Naruto appears and slices Haku's head off. And yeah. So that happens. And so everyone in the the mist disappears and everyone is happy. And so this is where they manage to finish the bridge. And well, Team 7 and Team 10 are actually going back to the Leaf Village. Or Team Asuma. Team 10, Team Asuma. Yeah, I think that's Team 10. So yeah. They get back to the village and they do the report. And of course this is where, well, Kakashi and Asuma does talk about the tuning exams. But that's where I'm actually going to leave it off. Because I'll do the tuning exams later. Or yeah, because, well, I thought I can actually do this with it. But then again, I got annoyed with some bullshit. So I have to go do something with that. So yeah, bye-bye. Potato.